Hello, Lucy fans. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is KJ Ricardo. Today's episode is a production spotlight on the writers of I Love Lucy. We're going to take a look inside the writers' studio today. Now, I'm a writer myself, so I've always been fascinated by classic television shows and their writers, the people who create the iconic scenes that we still love to get today. I Love Lucy would not be a success without the writers who use their brilliant creative talents to create these scenes that Lucille Ball put on the screen for us. So we're going to look at the writers, learn a little bit more about them, and just how they came together to create this beautiful, hilarious show. So let's get started. Jess Oppenheimer. Let's look at him first. In 1948, Oppenheimer finished his work for a radio program called The Baby Snooks Show when CBS asked him to write a script for a new radio program called My Favorite Husband. Now, we know what My Favorite Husband was. It was the show that Lucille Ball was on. So, Oppenheimer made Lucy's character, Liz Cugat, what we know of Lucy Ricardo today. She was less sophisticated, more scheming and impulsive, and everything. And so the radio show became a smash hit. It was a huge success. And so CBS signed Jess Oppenheimer as the show's head writer, producer, and director. During this time is when he met Bob Carroll Jr. and Madeline Pugh Davis, who would later become writers for I Love Lucy. In 1950, CBS wanted to take My Favorite Husband to the television screen, and this became I Love Lucy. Oppenheimer remained a producer and head writer for 5 seasons, writing 150 episodes with Madeline Pugh Davis and Bob Carroll Jr., as well as Bob Stiller and Bob Niescuff, who joined in 1955. Oppenheimer left the show in 1956 to go to NBC. Lucy always called him the brain behind I Love Lucy. When he passed away in 1988, Lucy remarked, "I owe so much for his creativity and his friendship." So they really got along, and it really was a great partnership between the two. Moving on to Bob Carroll Jr. It's a funny story how he became a writer. In 1940, he broke his hip in an accident. He heard about a script writing contest, and since he didn't have anything to do, he entered the contest. He actually won. He won the $10 prize, so he became a script writer. Funny story. So he became a scriptwriter just because he broke his hip. And then he went to Hollywood and started writing for the radio. And then that's when he met Madeline Pugh Davis. Fun fact about these two. They once dated. They were a couple for a while, but then they broke up. But thank goodness that didn't stop them from working together. Looking at Madeline Pugh Davis, she moved to Hollywood from Indianapolis in 1942, and she began working as a radio writer, very similar to Jess Oppenheimer and Bob Carroll Jr. She met Bob Carroll, and they were in the same place at the same time to work together. Now, she credits her breakthrough as a girl writer to the war effort, actually. She said that the war limited the pool of qualified male writers in that market, and so that allowed her to become a very successful radio and television writer. With Bob Carroll Jr., they both wrote nearly 500 radio shows. And then they became interested in My Favorite Husband. They met Jess Oppenheimer on that show, and then they became a part of I Love Lucy. They are credited for helping create the Lucy character that we love today. They continued to work with Lucy for The Lucy Show, Here's Lucy, and Life with Lucy. So they had a lifelong career with Lucille Ball. Now, here's some more information. It's important to know just how much work went into writing for Lucy. The first season had 35 episodes, with 4 more that were pushed into season 2. This would make most current TV writers fall over writing 35 episodes for one season. They were writing all the time. Madeline said, "We were making up TV. We just wrote all the time. We didn't know any better." And then Bob Carroll said they couldn't get us to stop writing. The writers loved writing for their star, Lucy. She was fearless and trusted them completely. Now, when I think of the trio, I think of this show. I think of the Dick Van Dyke Show. It's just something that I always think about, of 2 men and 1 woman writer. They really needed Madeline P. Davis on their staff. Bob Carroll Jr. said, "It was great having Madeline on our staff because if we do something, we wanted to be sure Lucy would be okay and Madeline would try it out," which I just love that. They really valued that woman writer, and I just love that. So they created these classic, timeless episodes that we love today. And without these writers, we never would have had the scenes that are so classic and remembered today, like the Vitamin of Vegemin episode. We love that episode. And then the Candy Factory episode. We love that. And then so many more iconic scenes. It's all because of these 3 right here. Lucy and Desi knew how much the writers contributed to the show's success. In fact, when the show won the Emmy for Best Situation Comedy in 1953, they thanked the writers.
We return to the podium and Mr. Preston Foster, who has just been introduced.
And the nominees for the Best Situation Comedy are Burns and Allen, I Love Lucy, Mr. Peepers, Our Miss Brooks, and Topper. Even has a big seal on it, so nobody could look in. It is my pleasure to present the Television Academy's 1953 National Award for the Best Situation Comedy to I Love Lucy. Gentlemen, I'm going to take a little bow here because the first test that Lucy ever made, I made with her at RKO.
That's right, that's right.
Congratulations to you both. Desi,
I love it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Say a couple of words in Spanish.
I got so excited about Vivian, I lost all count. We didn't expect to win this tonight. We're awful happy we did. It wouldn't be right to call our writers up here and give it to them, would it? But I wish we could. Thanks very, very much. We're awful proud to be a part of this industry. Really we are. We're trying real hard and we're going to keep it up. Thank you. You carry it, buddy.
I'll carry it. But you know, I just want to say this, and I really mean this. I hope that next year the Academy does not forget the writers. And if we made this year, we'd like to give it right now to Oppenheimer, Carroll, Pugh, and Frawley.
valued their writers, and thank goodness, because the next year the writing award was featured at the Emmys. So it was all because of I Love Lucy. Thank goodness for Jess Oppenheimer, Madeline Pugh Davis, and Bob Carroll Jr. These three created the I Love Lucy show that we love today. Of course, the actors also were a huge part of why I Love Lucy is still a classic, but really, it's the people behind the scenes. That's why I make these videos. I want to showcase the writers. I want to showcase the people who worked, like the people that you didn't see. You saw Lucille Ball, Desi Arnaz, and everyone on the screen, but what about the people who you couldn't see? So that's why I make these videos, and I am so thankful, as a writer myself, I am so thankful for these three and showing that talent can get you anywhere, and that's really what I Love Lucy did. So thanks for watching, and let me know what your favorite fact was about these three iconic and beautiful writers. I'll be happy to read those comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. And I have decided to come up with a new closing catchphrase to end my videos. Instead of inspire change, I've come up with one that makes a little bit more sense to I Love Lucy. So here it is. So I'll see you guys next week, and remember to always laugh often.